And welcome, Rich Lerner alongside my colleague Frank Nobilo here today calling the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point. And Frank, this course features some breathtaking scenery.
It certainly does, Rich. Changes of elevation, and it's in phenomenal shape. We've got to send our thanks out to the superintendent, Peyton Duncan, who's got the course exactly primed. You should enjoy it. You should enjoy the views. Take your camera as well. This is very scenic up in New England.
And let's go down to the first.
Rich, what a great position to be in. 3 days of great golf. The lead, you know it. Exchange of cards on the first tee, ready to go. 3-4 hours in front of you, and you don't quite know the outcome. That's why we play this game.
And this is where the pressure begins to heighten because all of the attention is focused squarely on you. With the lead, television cameras on you, fans on you. Can you handle it? We'll see. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction.
Third shot, looking for a good one.
Oh, solid strike. Right in the heart of the green.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. And getting ready for the putt. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Now at the second hole here at Lighthouse, it's a par 3, 234 yards. Difficult hole, Frank, especially when the wind picks up.
It is, and you can see with that bunker on the right side, that's obviously the bailout area because the problem side is to the left of this green. That's where the cliff starts to run all the way down to the ocean. This is a very difficult par 3, not just because of its length, because it's exposed to all of Maine's elements. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Not quite what he was hoping for, the tee shot in the bunker. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a greenside bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sandwich. Amazing. That is classy.
Yeah, chance of going in.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, back with you at the third hole here at the Cliffs. And this is a hole that offers up a chance to put a red number on the board, Frank.
It certainly does. A good drive finding this very narrow fairway will certainly give you the opportunity to reach the green in two. Stray a little left, either with the drive or the second, and all of a sudden you might realize this par 5 has teeth.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. And now the second shot here at this par 5. Frankie appears to be in control of his game in the early going.
I like what I'm seeing out there, doing all the basic things at a very, very high level, getting the ball in play. That helps set up the next shot. Next shot gets on the green. That's how it sets up the birdie putt. It's one thing leading to another.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good. Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. What a beautiful roll right there, dead center. For those of you just tuning in, we're checking in now on our featured golfer here at the fourth. So up to this point, Frank, our featured golfer has been holding steady.
Posturing, you might want to say there, but you can only posture for so long. You're going to have to see a spark pretty soon. Otherwise, there's going to be too much to catch up.
No troubles there. Right in the fairway here at the fourth. Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. Birdie try up next. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Getting set now over the putt. Drops for a par. Now at the fifth hole, it's a par 4. Frank, what are we in store for?
Well, it's very easy to get lulled into a false sense of security here, Rich. No fairway bunkers, you sort of think you would blaze away. But really, you've got to find the fairway here. Very small green and well protected by that bunker short and right of this green. So if you miss the fairway, this hole becomes very difficult indeed quite quickly.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
This is a layup shot.
So from the rough back to the fairway, that's the right way to go.
Yeah, didn't take the bait, and at least now he's only going to play the price of a poor tee shot. Still got a good chance, though, getting away with par.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Needs this for par. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Now at the 6th hole, so par 3, just under 200 yards. Where's the challenge here, Frank?
Well, you've got to love that bunker on the left side, Rich, especially because it's shaped like a letter L. Got to fly that. Green's not too deep. So really the challenge is trying to flight that ball in amongst the breeze should it kick up.
There.
On the dance floor here at the 6th, but still a pretty hard putt coming up, about 30 feet away. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Just slides by.
Yeah, can't afford to miss too many of those out here today.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it.
Get that first little bit right.
That's good work. That's good par right there. Now to the 7th hole here at Lighthouse Point. Frank, we all love the shorter par 4s.
There's so many decisions to be made here at 7. If you look at the scorecard, it's not very long, but when you start to flash your driver down that right side, you'll notice that fairway gets very narrow. So the decision is really that's the prudent play or not. From there, it's just a short iron in, and you should be looking at birdie.
And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
I don't like this. Try to just drop it right off. Drop it right off.
This is a good-looking shot. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That's how you keep a round going, make them from that distance. Another par 3. We're at the 8th. It's only 165 yards, Frank. Frankie's missed the green here in regulation, but still hasn't missed the chance to make the par.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he's got this shot in his toolbox coming up.
We got shots in the toolbox.
control of this hole. Birdie yesterday and another opportunity on the way. These putts keep the round together. And he makes it for par. We move to the 9th hole and we begin to go inland, Frank. I'll miss some of the views along the ocean. I won't miss the nerves with the potential of a golf ball sailing off into the Atlantic Ocean. That said, par 5, you think about a scoring opportunity, but then I look at the scorecard and it says this is the number 6 handicap hole. That's pretty tough.
It is, and the reason why is there's trouble both sides of this fairway, and that's normally sand and cliffs, and the designer's really thrown the boat out, excuse the pun. We are on the coastline here. This whole dog legs to the left, and ideally you just sort of like to go fairway, fairway pitch. That's the prudent way to play the hole, but of course everybody likes to chance the driver and reach the par 5 and 2. Miss, pay the price.
Bounce.
In the thick stuff.
Bounce?
Thick, it's brutal out there.
If you're watching, for the
This
first
requires a
time, you don't
lot
know
of
what schwayzy
speed through the
bounce
ball.
is. It's when luck lands right in your lap in the game of golf. The ball just does what you want it to do, which is bounce off a tree and go right in the hole. Or in my case, at this moment, set me up with a nice shot that I was trying to do anyway. Okay. It's coming in pretty hot. A little bit.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Good putt. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
That thing just took off.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
Now playing the second here at the par 4.
How much is that going to roll? Oh, and we shrank it.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Yes, he's holed it, Frank.
Unbelievable. From that distance, man.
Now we go to the 11th hole, and this is a par 5, but it's actually shorter than the par 4 10th. This one comes in at 530 yards, and more evidence of the kind of creativity by the award-winning design team of Patel and Duncan.
Well, that's right. Patel really is known to be the shaper. He's the one that makes all those interesting shapes of the bunkers. For example, here, nipping it in the fairway, making driver almost too much club or very, very risky, plus the front bunker there. Now, this is a great par 5. The reason why, it's reachable, it's tempting, but you don't know what you're going to finish up shooting on it.
Here we go. Time.
Frank, that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, there was no advantage to try and get any more out of that. Smart shot.
Frank, on an uphill shot like this one, did you do anything differently in terms of your setup over the ball?
Yeah, I made sure the ball wasn't too far forward because on an uphill shot, there's always a struggle to get all your weight going forward.
Good swing, good shot yet again. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. 12th hole now, and Frank, the long hitters could have an advantage here.
If they want to take a very dangerous line over that left side, this is really where the shot maker has the advantage, that hole bending completely to the left. You'd like to hit a draw there, so use those bunkers down the through side of the fairway and then just sort of shape that ball towards the green. Interesting shaped green, really 3 different sections to this, and of course 3 bunkers, each protecting a different portion.
It's a 180-yard shot, his second.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. And that one rolls just into the rough.
Now you have to decide whether or not that ball's going to fly or not.
All right, now another shot from the rough.
Yeah, this time better be better than the one we just saw.
A little scramble here, but we're going to be all right.
And he's made it onto the green. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Well, well, well. What do we have here, partner? The par 5 13th, or is it a par 8? I can't tell.
It looks like a misprint, Rich. 702 yards, and not only that, too, they put the 2 fairway bunkers in a perfect place. Perfect place if they want to annoy your tee shot. It's going to take 310, 320 yards just to get past that. Then you've got a long, long way to go. And, of course, remember when you're on 10? This is the shared green. So 13 and 10, this is where they meet up again at the end of a long, long walk.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good-looking shot right here. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
He's hit the green, but his work is by no means finished. A difficult putt coming up from about 25 feet. This for another birdie on this hole on the week. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just a couple of feet. Well, that wasn't a gimme, but they sure made it look easy. Rich Lerner back at Lighthouse Point with Frank Nobilo. We're at the 15th hole. Frank, a relatively short par 4, 387 yards.
Yeah, finally we get one under 400 yards. A little bit of trouble off the tee to be avoided. Bunker left and that little pot bunker on the right. But missed those. And really, this is a very much a scoring opportunity. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. A little bit uphill. And it makes the green in regulation. Getting set now over the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, 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 rough.
Pretty good shot right there. So just a formality here. Did the job right there. 17th hole is another par 5, 613 yards. Frank, how do you play it?
Only the longest hitters can get here in two. It's two big hits, that's for sure. S-shaped fairway, so if you can't reach the par 5 and 2, you can still plot your way down there for a nice little pitch, and really great opportunity to get one back off the scorecard.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. This shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Headed for the bunker? Well, we've seen this before today, in the bunker. Third shot coming up now from the bunker.
This is a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
You see that kind of work from the bunker, you think of the greats like Seve Ballesteros and Gary Player, the best bunker players of all time. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good par. Frank, it's been quite a journey to this point, but here we are, the 18th hole at Lighthouse Point.
It looks like a dogleg left, or it should play like a dogleg left. You might stand on that tee and think that you can take the direct line.
You can't get there from here, can you?
Good old Maine terminology there. So the goal really is to somehow find that fairway down the right. And, of course, it all depends on how far you fly that tee shot on the line you take. From there on in, just a short iron and maybe a chance to get another birdie and finish with a smile on your face.
The green is up above, and this will play at least a club longer.
Perfect swing.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity to win the Northeast Invitational.
Oh, another one goes in.
What a great tournament finish. This one is in the books, and look who finished on top of the leaderboard.
Rich, this has to go down as a classic. Our champion was simply on fire. And I'm looking forward now to see how next week pans out.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the third leg of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Orlando Classic. Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Now the approach here at number 1, Frank, what's he looking at?
A nice high, soft landing second shot would be ideal here. There's a little bit of a ridge in this green. Don't really want to be going long here. Those two bunkers, never easy coming out of those and downhill. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
A birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Back to the action here at the second. It's a par 3 demanding hole, Frank, isn't it?
Longest par 3 on the golf course. Slightly downhill, but you need every advantage here. It requires your best.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Settles in over the putt. One under early in the round. Now to the par 4 third, 434 yards and plenty of trouble on that left side.
One of the hardest tee shots on the front side. Water very much in play down the left.
Setting up for an approach shot here.
Arnold Palmer's legacy to golf is in so many different areas. We see it just in the way people react to the game, but really when we go to Bay Hill, it's the one golf course that you'll see as you've been out there. His clubs are always on the back of a cart. He's ready to go to the range. It's almost in every little blade of grass out there because Arnold plays it whenever he can. The king, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Palmer. He lives and breathes at Bay Hill, and when the tournament comes around every March, it's a great reminder to not just Mr. Palmer, but also the golf course and all those little obstacles that he put in your way, water normally, and all the great events. And it's fun. It's a golf course, too, that anybody can play.
You know, when I think of Arnold Palmer, I think the young professionals could learn just a few things from one of the all-time greats. First of all, reach out to the galleries, sign autographs.
Look him in the eye,
make eye contact as he always did. Number 2, own your golf swing. Whatever it is, believe in it. It may be a little different. It may not be by the book, but own it and be comfortable with it. And then I think number 3, go for it. That's what Arnie always did. Go for it at the risk of failure, because you'll never be great if you just lay back all the time. Arnie always went for it.
One little lesson, too, you reminded me there. The one common denominator with just about every great player, is a good grip. Arnold Palmer learned that for his dad. So if you're picking up a golf club for the first time or playing it for the 100th time, remember, good grip will take you a long way. Second shot.
Frank, tricky little third shot here at the par 5 fourth.
Especially if you don't have a full number, because there's just that little mound in the middle of the green. If you get on the wrong side of that, instantly you can be 30, 40 feet away. So check where the flag is. Is it front? Is it back? And then try and land it in that section.
That will be a great look at birdie. And getting ready for the putt. Moves into the top 10 with that birdie. If you're just joining us, let's take you out to our featured golfer at the 5th. Couple of birdies already on the card. Still early, Frank, but we've seen some solid play.
This is exactly how you want to start the first round of a tournament, Rich.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole from that spot.
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot.
Oh, I thought he had that. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
With authority, count it as a par and 2 under. Frank, back in 1998, by any chance, do you remember exactly how many golf balls John Daly hit into the water at the 6th?
It was half a dozen. Half a box of golf balls.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. They'll take it. That's a par. Frank, the good news as you come to the 7th after that beast of a par 5 is that it's just under 200 yards and there's no water.
Yeah, it's not as long as the second, but it's just as demanding. Very narrow entry into this green.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just 5 feet left. And with that, he'll go to 3 under. Let's move on to the 8th. And Frank, what's ahead here?
Big par 4, just over 450 yards. Ideally, you want to get it down by that bunker where it's nice and flat, because that second shot, you know what's coming up.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
This has really been an airtight performance to this point, just flawless. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Stuck the follow through right there. This could be really good. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Setting himself up for a good weekend, the Wiley golf instructor makes his birdie. Finishing up here on the front side at Bay Hill with a lengthy par 4. What's the key, Frank?
Well, the hole's relatively flat, but the rough on the right comes into play. If you can carry that ball 300 yards, then just take it in over the bunker.
Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. All right, Frank, second shot.
Yeah, it looks like a good lie. Just take maybe half a club more than the distance allows. Still got to check the wind. Don't have to fly the ball all the way to the flag from here.
And that one into the bunker.
Again, I don't know how much sand those shoes are going to hold, but we're going to find out.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there. Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep it going? I'm loving that balance.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer, or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
He has a 12-footer here. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
In for par. He'll sit tight at 4 under. Another par 4 here, the 11th. It's just under 440 yards. This time, there's water looming left and then bunkers on the right-hand side. It's a pretty good challenge, Frank.
This hole's very similar to the third hole on the front side. 2 bunkers down the right side. Just got to keep it a little left. You don't have to hit driver.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Early part of this second iron, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
He'd settle for par here. Could use this one. This is for par. Good roll. Solid. That's a par. Now to the par 5 12th. Frank, how good of a scoring opportunity is this?
Well, anytime you get a par 5 at Bay Hill, got to take advantage of it.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Good-looking shot right here. How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Right, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Frank, this is an interesting hole. It's the par 4 13th, and it isn't necessarily a driver off the tee. What are the options?
Yeah, you break it down. 250 off the tee, leaves 120. There's nothing wrong with playing the hole that way. You get a little over-ambitious here and run out of fairway. That second shot over water. Whoa.
Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in the bunker. 100 yards to the flagstick. Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5 was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. You know, Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to celebrate over.
Goes to 6 under par for the tournament. What a display of golf. Another challenging par 3 here at Bay Hill. It's the 14th, 216 yards, Frank.
It plays uphill, prevailing breeze too, into your face, so normally much longer than its yardage. That's an absolute beauty.
Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
It's a big green. Just managed to get it smack bang in the middle of it.
Par here's fine, isn't it, Frank? At the 15th hole now at Bay Hill, this is a massive dogleg, Frank.
Yeah, if you're a Bubba Watson type player and you can move the ball around, you can move it left to right, that'll certainly help the tee shot. If you're average Joe, though, just hit it down the left. Take your medicine.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
This looks like it's heading for the bunker. Lucky devil. That was going in the bunker all the way.
No way! He pulled it, Frank.
Great pitch shot.
The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there. Takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front. That second shot which comes over the lake. And that's a hold your breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill. Frank, this one's offline.
There's rough and thick stuff over there.
Pretty good result right there, considering
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Birdie try up next. Just a couple of feet. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Frank, this is a great hole through the years to watch when the pressure is ratcheted up deep into a round. That is all you want at more than 220 yards.
Plays slightly shorter because it's downhill. The bunker's on the left in play. Even the bunker short right, and of course the water, if you just miss it a bit, that's in play. And the green shapes away from you. This has to be the most difficult par 3 on the golf course.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie.
Really. This is that awkward length.
You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count, and that is 9 under for the day. 2008, Frank, Tiger made that 25-foot putt right here at the 18th, final round to beat Bart Bryant by a shot. Then again, for a second straight year, he birdied this hole to defeat Sean O'Hare.
Yeah, he's had a similar putt there at least 3 or 4 times, actually, to win the event. And he's been one of the few players to read it correctly.
Great strike and a great result. Sitting up, good chance to attack the flag. Now playing the second here at the par 4.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. Frank, not easy to keep your eye on the target when you've just splashed down.
Yeah, but on the flip side, too, one bad shot doesn't have to lead to two.
After hitting it in the drink, this is the fourth shot.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. The scorecard is quickly adding up.
This is a good-looking shot. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news, still has the lead.
Can't afford another, though.
So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.